Hello everyone. Today we will be understanding how to create chart message history. So till now we are sending human message and system is understanding the prompt whatever we are sending, and system, that means the model, it is understanding our human message and the system message, and it is in turn generating its AI message. Now our task is to how to store the chart history. So we are everywhere, we are every time we are just checking our compiler and uh, the output where we are actually sending a message and where we are getting an output, but we are about to understand how to store that history so that we can just revise it, what message we have sent, what message the model is actually producing to us. So in this to understand, we are about to understand chart message history. So for this we are going to store historical chart messages, and it also we are going to use your runnable class. So runnable class will help us to easily store all the things, and we are going to create session IDs as well, so that we will be going to see how the session IDs will help us to store the history. So this is a small block diagram where, for suppose we as an actor, we are sending an user ID where we are authenticating from our side, because the history will be stored under our user ID, and whatever chat input we are going to give, the chain of operations. It can be an LLM, it can be the output parser, whatever you are going to use, and it can be the template, what type of template we might create. It can be a poem chain or it can be anything. So whatever chain you are going to create, and followed by the response will be stored and the final output will be generated. So this will be helpful by with the help of your runnable with message history. Okay, so let's start understanding how this is going to work with our programming. Let's create a new file. Give a file name. So let's do chat history dot py. Now we are going to create the chart history. Okay, so we will see how it will actually work. So for this, so let's start with your Langchain. So from Langchain, Ollama. Okay, so as a practice, what we have seen in our earlier sessions, we should import our chart Ollama. Okay, chart Ollama we are going to import, and from Langchain dot core, so we are going to import your prompts, because we are going to use this prompts. Okay, so Langchain, it is underscore core, so that is what the package is. So in this prompts we are going to, so from this prompt we are going to import some of the classes. We all know what are those classes are. They are system message prompt template, human message prompt template, next chat prompt template. Okay, and let's import your output parsers. Even we might use, because we have already used how to use output parsers, so let's use the output parsers even. So in this output parsers, so we have a package called as output parsers. From this, let's import your structured output parser. Okay, and also let's give our base URL is equal to, so we already know the port number, so it's http localhost is 11434, and the model name, so whatever model we have. So to check the model name, go to terminal, please check your Ollama, list. So whatever model is available, it will be shown here. So I have Llama 3.1 billion parameter. So it is better to have the more number of billion parameter model, because for better and efficient results. So if you have less parameter, that means 1 billion parameter means you have only 1 billion number of parameters. We have 3 billion parameters even. So where it might take 4 GB of data and some more amount of data, but it's the results of that model are more efficient than this one. So due to space constraints, I'm using only this model. So this is the model name. So make sure the model name, whatever we are giving here, should match with this. So I'm giving the model name, that is Llama 3.2 colon 1 billion parameter. Okay. So I'm not executing because we have already seen all these things, but I'm just typing all these things. So in chart Ollama, so we are going to give base URL is equal to base URL and model is equal to model. Model is equal to model. Next, template. So we are going to create the template. So whatever prompt we are going to use, that prompt we are going to pass to your chart prompted from template. Okay, so from template, so let's give that prompt like this. So we're going to do the prompt, whatever prompt we are going to send. Now let's chain all these things. So first we are taking the template and followed by LLM and followed by your structured output. Structured output first. So this is what we are going to see. Now let's give something like about, like I'm going to introduce myself to my model. Okay, so I'm just asking, my name is Girish. We are just testing how it works. So I work for an engineering college. We are just giving it as a prompt. Now we are going to invoke, so chain dot invoke. We are going to give this as a prompt now. So for this, let's give prompt is your about. Okay, let's execute this. Oh, we got an error, so I think we should close this. So we got an error, cannot import chart Ollama from Langchain core. So what happened? So again Langchain core, so yeah, you chart Ollama. Okay. So let's wait how our Llama 3.2 1 million parameter model will respond to us. So it depends on the model. Yeah, so it has been identified. Girish, nice to meet you. I'm here to help with any questions or topics related to engineering that you would like to discuss. What area of engineering do you specialize in, or what would you like to know more about? So that's what we are giving a prompt. Now we are giving what is a prompt. Okay. Now let's ask my name again. So let's update. We'll see how our model will respond from our given prompt. It should give my name, but I don't know. Let's check whether how it is going to work. Now I have updated my prompt. Now we should invoke. So chain dot invoke. So in this invoke we are going to give. We should update this variable. Whatever variable we have given, this one we should update. So we have given this prompt. So same like here, but in the place of about we should give prompt. So because this is what we have given. So let's expect the result as my name. So we'll see. I don't have any information about you, so I am not sure. That's the reason. So I'm a large language model. So it was discovered it's an LLM. I don't have the ability to retain That's the reason it depends on the model. So if you use 3.23 billion parameters, it might give you. So you please check in your systems. If you have 3.2 billion parameter, it's very better to be this way. Now that's how we are going to, that means we are trying to make him to store our information. So let's try to more refine our code. So, and we will even try whether it is going to work or not from your Langchain code. So we have already imported your system message, human message, and chat prompt template. I'm not doing that again, but I'm going to um, use the system message and human message. So that will be helpful from your Langchain core again. So Langchain core, we have messages as another package. So from this, I'm going to import your human message and system message. And not only that, we are going to understand the history. For that, we have history as one of the package. So Langchain core. So we have in runnables, we have history. So these are all the packages which are there. So we are going to import runnable with the message history. So as I have told you in the block diagram, so runnable with message history is quite responsible for us to track all the things. So whatever it is, going to possible. Okay, so let's check. Uh, so now we have imported this one as well, and also to be more precise, we can going to use to store the chart message history as well. So for that we have Langchain community. So Langchain community is another huge package where it is going to give chat message histories. So in this we are going to use something called as SQL chat message history. So it is going to take SQL chat. So no need to install from our system, but it will be trying to store our messages in our in the SQLite database. Okay, let's run this. Now we have imported all the required things. Okay, now let's create a session. So we are going to define that with a like a method definition called get session history. So I'm going to create this method where I'm going to pass uh, session ID as one of the variable that I want to pass. So it's an hyphen. So we should not give hyphens in the other definitions. Yeah. Now let's define. So what we are going to do is we'll just return your SQL chat message history. So this is what. So it in this we are going to pass session ID as one of the argument, and also we have an SQLite. So SQLite, okay, SQLite URL where our chat will be stored. Okay, so chat history. Okay, I'm going to create this file chat history.txt. If you want to create this also in your local machine, yes, we can do. For that we should be having SQLite in our system where we can access. So that's how, but as of now we are just storing them in the runtime, and it is going to give us the history. So now this is a thing. So we are taking SQLite event to understand how it will work. So let's give an user ID. So let's give a simple user ID. So like let's give my name. So Girish. Okay. Next, let's give the history. So in this history, let's give get session. So whatever get session history we have, and we are going to pass this user ID. Now history will have every session history whatever we are defined, because this method will be called. In this method we are using this SQL, this chart history.db, and we are storing that history entirely and in your history things. Okay, so Langchain deprecating connection string. So we got an error, the deprecation error. So okay, so it is asking a relative path, valid SQLite URL forms are. So this is all the form. So we'll do one thing. We'll give any path and we'll check whether it is uh, working here or not. So let me give. So we got issue because we should import something called as SQLite 3. So SQLite 3 we should import. So SQLite 3 will be coming direct default with your Python itself. So there is no need for us to install it again. Okay. So we'll do now. So now we have created this SQLite. So the same will execute it. So generally it will expect us to have this file name in the path where this entire IPYNB file has been existed. So it's better if you create that file with .db, or else it will also try to create that file, no issues. Now let's before giving this user ID, let's give something like so we are going to runnable with history. So we have already uh, using that runnable history. So we have actually imported that. So we are going to store this with your runnable history with runnable with message history. So where we are going to pass this chain as an argument and also your get message history. Okay. So get message history. So we are going to pass. So in this um, so we are trying to just, so after this let's give history here, history got get messages. So actually whatever we have conversed it should come. So again as I said it depends on, because so when I actually try to identify my name, the given prompt it was given that I don't have any information. So I don't know how it is going to work. Yeah, so this is the AI history of the message. So yes, it has been identified. My name is Girish. I work for an engineering college. So, and this is all the entire metadata. As we know, we are going to retrieve all the entire metadata. Okay. So now let's go more in detail how to actually identify these things. Okay. Um, Again, just identify this thing, and we'll ask like this. So we are trying to invoke your message history by passing the list of items like human message. Sorry, um, human message. In this human message, let's give the content as about. So about is we have introduced ourselves like by passing. So other than this, uh, let's config. So the config is another value where we can pass configurable as a value, where we are going to configure entire thing like what is a session ID. So we are going to create that session with my username. That's the reason we are going to give this like this is my user ID. Okay, so we are going to invoke my runnable with history because I am passing mine. So it seems like you are using the a messaging format which is used in online chat platforms. So it is giving something. Um, so this is what actually we can configure. If you want to have anything that we want to configure, we can configure. So this is actually having the arguments like this. Hello, my name is Girish and I work for, so whatever about we have given that has been stored in this content, and additional arguments we are giving. Um, Hi there, my name is Girish. So all these things. So this is how actually we can configure your entire history as well. Okay, we'll try with another thing. So instead of giving about, let's ask what is my name now. At least it should give the name. So instead of giving about, I give a prompt. So because about actually having a prompt, so here also let's give something like this. So what's my name? So I'm going to give a question, and the rest of the thing you will see. So we'll see how it is going to store the entire thing. You want to convert me the aim style to plain text format, first image. So simple greeting with the center's name and profession, and hello, my name is Girish. Second message. So this is the entire history that we are actually tracking. So this, the history is getting stored as well. Whatever we are, what can I help you with? So whatever message we got at this position, so we got a message here because we are looking for information. So all these things it is getting repeated here as well. So it is entirely the metadata. So this is what the configuration is. So we are not going to use this configuration, but we are going to store this message history as well. Okay. Now we'll go more in detail with the message history. So for that, how to store and load messages. So till now we have created how to create the history, and now we'll see how to store and load the messages as well. So we'll use LLM now. We'll use chain of operations as well, and we will see how it is going to work. So now we are going to see how the dictionary of, first of all, if you are giving dictionary of input, for example, if you are giving what is the weather like, so what is the weather like, and also it is going to give, we are actually expecting the location, because what is the weather like will should also include about the location and what units we are expecting, whether it's in Fahrenheit, whether it's in Celsius. So we can create our own prompt, and we will let it make store to store the history. And also, for suppose if you are expecting any structuring input data for booking a flight, with you might have the input book a flight from city is Delhi and to city is your Mumbai, and let's give a date like this. Okay. So other than this, by using this dictionary like input, this is more flexible and extensible. Okay. Without any delay, we'll start using how to use this message history. So I think we have used the prompt template. Yes, we have imported system message prompt template, human message prompt template, chat message prompt template, and also let's include something called as messages placeholder. So for that, I am going to use the same thing again. Here once again, I am going to add something called as messages placeholder. Okay, so it is going to use, we are going to use messages placeholder, and anyhow we have used the structure output parser. I'm not, yes, we have used this, and even we have imported human message and system message. I'm not doing that because they are required for us to move forward. Now let's give a system message. So I am going to create some system with your system message prompt template. So in this system message prompt template, I am going to give something, a prompt where like you are a helpful assistant. Okay, so we are giving that a prompt that this is system message. That means we are telling the model that what you are, and the human message prompt template, we are going to give a prompt like the input. So let's take input for this. So we should give this input. Okay, now let's have this list of messages where it contains system. Now we are going to use the history. So generally when we create list of things, whenever we done previously, we are going to add system and human only. So let's consider the history as well. So for that, let's have messages placeholder where we are going to consider the history as well. Okay, so the history we have created previously here, whatever history we have created, the session ID, that let's pass this history as well. Okay, so other thing is your human. So this is what we have done. So messages is equal to, so we are going to create this list of items. Let's create a prompt. So for this chat prompt template, so in this chat prompt template, we are going to give whatever messages is equal to messages. Okay, and let's create a chain with prompt and LLM and structured output parser. Okay, now this is structured output parser. It's a constructor. Now we should again check whatever we can do. So we are going to update this runnable with history. So in this runnable with history, let's use this class runnable with message history, where we are going to pass this chain as an argument, and also this get session history as also an argument, and we are going to pass input messages key. So we are going, this is one of the very useful arguments that we want to use. So in this we are going to pass this input. Okay, the other thing is history messages key. So other than your input messages key, we have another placeholder called as history messages key. So where in the history messages key, we are going to pass your history. So this is what we are creating now. So we have given get session history, and we are creating the input and all these things. So this is what we are updating your entire runnable with history. Now followed by, let's create a definition called as chat with LLM. So chat with LLM. So in this chat with LLM, we are going to pass your session ID and your input as an argument. So in this, let's update your output by passing your runnable with history. So whatever runnable with history we are passing, so let's invoke this because it's like a chain again. So in this, let's give input. Okay, in this input we are going to pass input, whatever input we are going to pass. So this is one thing, and next is the same configuration what we have seen earlier. So let's configure. So it is configurable. Okay, and same thing, session ID. Okay, the session ID is with your session ID again with your session. We are going to configure this. So let's return, sorry, this should be within the function. So return the output. This is what we are going to define, chat with LLM. Now we should use this chat with LLM. So let's give user ID. So I'm going to give the same user ID. So Girish. Okay. Now I'm going to pass this chat with LLM. In this I'm going to pass the user ID and as well as the about. So about statement, whatever we have done. So let's execute this. Your message ends here. There's no need to add anything else. Wow. I think it is not giving the actual things. So let me execute all the top ones now. So then again we'll execute this. Actually it should display as the history. So it depends again on the model available memory. It purely depends on the model and the runnable history as well. So hope we'll get output now. Even if not, means it depends on the model again. Yeah, now it came. So you are back to your original message format. Here is the translation. So it got the about and everything. Okay, so this is what we can give. Yeah, next let's ask like this. Now let's use your another prompt. So let's pass the user ID again, and let's ask another question again. Let's ask what's my name. At least it should give what is my name. Yeah, so it depends on the model. My model is not working fine, but it depends on the Llama, another 3 billion parameter model as well. So this is about your chat history. Okay, so we can create chat history by all the runnable classes which are available. Okay, okay, then thank you.